On behalf of IDO, the International Dance Organization, I wish you all welcome to Oslo, to this dance school, to my place here in Oslo, and I hope you will have 3 wonderful days here all together. I know we will see a lot of wonderful dancing, and I'm really looking forward to see you. I've just seen the Norwegian Championship once, so I don't know so much about it, but I talked a lot with Ole and his friends, so I know a little bit, but I'm not good. I've tried. We have 2 of these, what do you call it? Dance pads, yes? We have 2 of them. but we hope I'm sure we will work a lot with machine dance in the future. IDO, I will tell you a little bit about IDO. IDO is a big worldwide organization. We have at the moment 89 member countries. And we are working with competitions, championship in nearly all dance disciplines except ballroom and Latin dancing and rock and roll. That's some other organization doing that. But IDO have like hip hop, we have all the street dances, disco, freestyle, electric boogie, break. We have show dance, we have tap dance, we have other couple dances like Argentine tango, jitterbug and all this. And at the moment street dance is the biggest thing. We have every year the World Championship in Bremen in Germany, and last year it was from 5 continents, 3,300 dancers. So it's a huge organization and it's a lot of dancers. It was more than 10,000 dancers participating in IDO competitions last year. And you are the first one enrolled through machine dance. One of you, I think it was a guy from America, had number 1. MD1.
Canada!
Canada, sorry. Canada. So, machine dance is at the moment the smallest and the newest part of IDO, and I'm sure it will grow. I'm absolutely sure it will grow because the interest in IDO for machine dance is very big. Okay, I will not talk too much. I will be around and you will see me during these 3 days. I just want to say good luck to everyone, and I'm really looking forward to see what you are doing.
Okay, so we have a lot to do over these 3 days. We have to adjust a little bit according to how many participants enter each tournament when it comes to the timing, just so we make sure that we actually have time to make all the tournaments and finish them off before the next day starts. So today there will be 3 tournaments. The first one is DDR single for women, female. Afterwards is DDR single for male. And then afterwards it's DDR double, where both genders can participate. We expect the doubles tournament to take the longest. That's why we also take it in the end. Yeah, so tomorrow there will be in the group the same 3 disciplines, just on the group. And on Sunday there will be World Cup, where the top 10 from each discipline in the first 6 tournaments will compete against those coming from the US and Canada. Yeah, so there will actually be 7 disciplines on Sunday, because we will have a fun tournament in the multiplayer as well. So that should be an interesting event. But it means that on Sunday it's 7 tournaments with maximum 16 per tournament in 6 of them. And the multiplayer, we can have 16 players at a time, so that's going to be a little faster and more efficient. We have 2 DDR machines here, which unfortunately is a little bit little. We would have liked to have 4 or 5 to have it more efficient, but that has been very difficult for us to be able to do. But tomorrow we have 3 dedicated in-group machines. Will be a little more efficient. And tomorrow evening it is scheduled an event in another location, which we'll tell you about, where we will have a live performance by KaW, And that's also, we do that in connection with the official public release of the in the group PC Mac game for Europe, which is finally readily printed. So that will be part of the party tomorrow evening. We will also attempt to work there with the multiplayer, so people can have fun and play the multiplayer in this location. It's a small bar, which is very newly opened, and it's very few people coming there in general. So I know the owner, and we are welcome to stay there and have a good time. So it will be. We hope that everyone will come, not the least to Kyle here, who's a very good performer, and he brought with him 3 keyboards, and I could see that they had a lot to carry with them on the planes. And we also, I want to thank both of those 2 guys coming over from the US. They are pretty jet lagged actually, I think, but they can handle it, I believe also. Yeah, so those are the key points. When it comes to the tournaments and the rules, Chris Foy and Ward will take care of announcements and explaining the different matters. And we will, along the way here, make different announcements. So please pay attention when we make such announcements. We hope that people will, of course we want you to socialize, we want you to make friends. This is supposed to be a fun event more than anything. But we also hope that people will support each other, watch each other when you play. Yeah. So, yeah, it should be used both for an extremely exciting tournament and for a lot of fun socializing. I just want to say we have never had to disqualify anybody from any tournaments we ever organized, and we hope it will stay that way. It of course depends on you. Just so you know, this is a dance studio, so when you're on this, these floors here, they're actually made, or in general, it's no shoes allowed at all. So be very careful when you walk around here, and please, if you see other people going bananas, then please ask them to take it a little easy. It's very nice of you to let us do this event here. We don't want to destroy this place. Please, throw garbage in proper places. Don't leave things on the machines. Don't throw your clothes and stuff all over the place. Keep track of it. We have a wardrobe out there which is half filled with cold flux pads and other things, but anyway, the rest you can use for your clothes and different things like this. Yeah, there, just so you know, also it's possible to buy baguettes. Call it that in English as well? Yeah, sandwiches. Yeah, sandwiches, I guess. Yeah, that's possible to buy over here. Very complicated word, which I didn't know. Otherwise, there's a place just next door where you can also buy takeaway pizza, for example, such things. If somebody needs an ATM machine for money during this tournament, then the closest one is on the other side of the building. In that direction, the first building in that direction. So, very good description. But if you need more help, you can ask also, yeah, over at the counter here. I think those are the key points. Okay, I can just mention that we've had a school project in Norway with machine dance, and one of the participants there is coming here on Sunday. We're making a documentary around that school project, and yeah, his name is August, and he has become extremely good starting from nothing about 6 months ago, and we hope that he will be welcomed. He will have somebody coming to film him, and hope that he can be filmed dancing together with some of the good people and socializing a little bit. That he will be friendlily received. Yeah. Okay, that's it from me for now. I hand it over to Chris Foy, who will tell you more about the tournaments. So welcome once again to the European and World Cup in Machine Dance 2006.
Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to have the qualifying rounds for dancing stage single female. You don't actually have to be single. No, anyways. is we're going to announce 2 songs that you can pick from. So whichever song you think you can do better on, pick that one. You're going to come up and grab a player's sheet. Then you're going to stand in the line for whichever song you want to play. Then the judge is going to write down how many points you have. And the points are going to be 1 point for a perfect and 1 point for a held freeze arrow. And everything else is going to be 0 points. Yeah, so that way if someone, because with machine score it hasn't worked out so well. I've seen 2 people both having 8 grades, and one wins and one doesn't. In an extreme case, I've actually seen someone with 2 grades on Max 300 lose to someone with 10 grades on Max 300. So that's why we're going to go by perfects are 1 point, and freeze arrows are 1 point, and everything else is 0. So, after you have played your qualifying song, you then take your player's sheet and bring it over to me on the laptop. Over there, I will enter in everybody's qualifying score. You'll be ranked by percentage. You'll then be put into a bracket system. It is double elimination. So, the best player will play against the worst player on the first round. The second best player will play against the second worst player, the third best player, and so on and so forth. So the higher you qualify, the better chance you have of going on farther. Now once you lose, since it's double elimination, you're now going to be playing only other people's that have lost. And you'll keep on going until every player has lost twice. So just because you lost once doesn't mean you can't still win it. You can come all the way back around and win the whole tournament. So, so once you actually have finished the qualifying round and the real tournament begins, you'll go over to a machine against your opponent, and whoever qualified higher will get to either choose who picks a song first or which side they want to play on. After each song, you guys are going to switch sides. So, if you, let's say I qualified 3rd and you qualified 400th, I'll either get to pick which side I want, or I'll pick who plays the first song. So let's say I don't care which side I have, so I'll decide that he has to pick the first song. So he picks any song that he wants in the whole game, and then we play. And then I pick any song I want in the whole game, and we play. And usually, one person will win both of those. If not, the third song is played on random. Now, a little note. On the first round, in fact, on all rounds, there's a set of difficulties that you can play. So the first round for women's, I'll have to look on it, I think it's like 7 to 8. So you can pick any 7 or 8 foot song in the whole game. And as the rounds progress, the difficulties progress. So eventually you'll be playing 10s in the later part, but you can't play a 10 on your very first round. That pretty much concludes the rules.
I just want to mention one thing, which is that due to the time issues, we may have to cut it so that how we'll handle it along the way here is that in certain first rounds and maybe a couple of rounds further, we'll have to decide on one random song, just because of the time. That was my point.
Right, and just before we get to questions, so yeah, if we're running short on time, so not for the first tournament, but for the larger tournaments, we'll have your qualifying song, so you get to play once to try to prove yourself. Then you'll have the first round where you get to play a second time, which will only be one song, one random song. And if you happen to lose, you'll be in your loser's bracket, so you'll get a third chance. So even though we're only going to be doing one song per round on the later tournaments, you'll still have to lose 3 times in a row before you're out of the event. So you'll still have ample opportunity to prove yourself.
Okay, and with that I'd like to add, you need to always have your player sheet with you. If you lose this is a good way for us to keep track of what song you played in the tournament and your score, basically. So please don't lose this sheet. Keep it with you all times, and you will need one for every tournament, actually.
One more important rule.
One more important rule.
One more very important rule.
Take it away.
When you're choosing your song, you can only choose the same song one time in the whole tournament. So if I pick Max 300, I can't pick it again. Someone else can pick it, but I can't. So keep that as some strategy as you go from round to round, which songs you want to pick.
From what I know, it is allowed to pick the same song again, but it has to be on another difficulty.
That is correct. That's correct. You just can't pick the exact same step chart. So you could pick the same song with different difficulties.
about the perfect count, you can fail and the perfect count continues. So one person can fail and the other passes the song, but the failed person still wins.
In theory, that would work. At a tournament of this level, most people, I'm sure, will be full comboing, and there might be an occasional where someone misses one or two. If you've made it all the way to the European Championship and you can't pass the 7s and the 8s and the 9s, you're probably going to lose the song anyway.
So with that, I think it's time that we figure out what the qualifiers are, and those have been decided earlier, and we also posted those on the site. So our first qualifier for the female dancing stage. Drum roll. Golden Sky. And we'll be playing that on this machine over here. So if you would like to play that, make the line for that machine. Not yet, but soon. And our second song. Keep going. Our second song will be 1998. This machine over here. So, and we got one more announcement for you.
Just to reiterate, it's important that everyone grabs a player sheet. You walk up to the dancing stage and you hand it to the judge. They write down your score. Then they hand you the sheet back, and you have to keep track of this thing. And you have to come over to where I'm at and hand me the sheet so I can enter in your scores.
One last point. When you write up the scores, they will write up the number of perfects you had and the number of possible perfects. So then we divide it by that. Because there are two different songs, they have two different amount of steps. So that's how it will be compared. We use a calculator and we figure out who actually did the best.
Yes, but this means that way we have to make a notice of all scores we will make. You have to also take care of the grades and the misses and whatever you have to determine the full how many steps the song has.
They will have a
Do you have a list of how many steps the song has?
On the first one, will just be easy just to add up. We'll see that, okay, that song is 312 steps, that song is 314. And everyone that plays, they're going to know it's out of 312.
Okay. So Supernova has this feature.
No, we have the feature up here.
It'd be nice if the game had that feature.
Yeah.
I think this other game does.
Okay, and just so you know, Benoit from France, Benoit from France, a good friend and who works with us on dance games and on music games in France. He will take care of the scores now during the female tournament on this machine. I wonder if we have one volunteer who can take care of that machine, who has taken care of tournaments before.
Eric, I think.
Eric, are you here, Eric? Can you do it? Yeah? It would be nice if we could have also a second person who could step in for them once in a while. On each, could we have two volunteers who have organized tournaments and who don't usually cheat? Schmichel, Mikael, okay, that's good. Maybe you could, alternate, do a little back and forth.
Okay.
Okay, and yeah. And if you need more help, then you let me know also. Okay, then we wish you the best of luck, best tournament, and please be good winners and losers, no matter what happens. We're trying to do the best we can. Please tolerate some imperfections. You can rather slaughter us on the forums later, but please don't. Okay, one last point from KaW.
I'll be announcing order of people, and if you guys have any questions, go ahead and come to me about that, and then I will take it further and find out for you. So because these guys are going to be working on calculating scores and everything, so we want to definitely make sure that they have the time to do that. So with that, I think we're ready.
And never press away the screen before you're sure that the score is recorded.
No hitting and no kicking against the machine.
Yes. No physical attacks on the machines or any other people here. And with that, we start the tournament. One last question from Iris.
Take pictures while dancing. Is it allowed to take pictures while people dance? No flashes. So everybody knows.
Yeah, but the no flash photography, as it disturbs people potentially. We will have the lights, down in general. So, yeah. Any last questions before we start? Okay. Good luck.